Hello and welcome to the Open News, the weekly show where we cover all things open source and tech. In today's episode we have some good news stories for you today. Everything from the return of a well-known Linux distro to BlackBerry OS and Windows Phone being dropped by yet another application. Right now on Linux Lounge. Well, for our first news story we have this. Black Lab Software releases FreeSpire 3.0 and Linspire 7.0 Linux operating systems. Well, I must admit this one is great to see. The old famous commercial Linux distribution is back. If you don't remember it, then perhaps the name Lindows may be more familiar. Basically, what's happened here is PC Open Systems LLC have purchased FreeSpire and Linspire from Exandros and are updating it. Now it's based on Ubuntu 16.04 and comes bundled with loads of software. Now, as how much it costs? Well, Linspire costs $7.99 a year, but FreeSpire can be had for free. However, FreeSpire comes with far less software, but that's to be expected of these sorts of premium distributions. I'm personally not that interested in using this distribution, but it is great to see an old distro make a return. Well, next up we have WhatsApp to stop working today on BlackBerry OS, BlackBerry 10 and Windows Phone 8. Yeah, indeed, WhatsApp has dropped support for a load of older operating systems, which, yeah, I can see why. But I think the most notable thing is dropping of support for BlackBerry OS and BlackBerry 10. Yeah, that OS really didn't take off. Honestly, if you're trying to make an alternative mobile OS to rival Android and iOS, it's just not going to work out, as BlackBerry apparently discovered. And thankfully, they are now using their own spin on Android, so I guess they made the right decision in the end. Come to think of it, I'm amazed that WhatsApp is still supporting Windows Phone. After all, the announcement that active development of the OS has stopped only came a while ago. Well, I suppose enough people are using it to warrant that. Well, either way, it's sad news if you use any of these OSs and WhatsApp, but regardless, on to the next story. Actually, as a bit of an interesting side note, I heard that BlackBerry OS has an Android compatibility layer. So hey, perhaps you will be able to run the newest versions of WhatsApp if you still use this OS. Well, for our final news story we have this. The Nintendo Switch has been hacked, opening the door for homebrew games and, of course, pirates. Well, I was wondering how long that would take. So yes, soon it should be possible to run homebrew games, and if you're a little on the unscrupulous side, you should be able to pirate games and then wonder why your favourite developers no longer make games. But anyway, back on track. This hack was apparently made possible by the fact that Nintendo use a off-the-shelf Nvidia Tegra chip in the Switch. Now this is great news because hey, homebrew. I mean, look at the PSP, if the Switch becomes the next PSP. Plus, imagine what's possible homebrew-wise with the power of the Switch. I honestly can't wait to see what developers do with this exploit. Well, I suppose time will tell. Well, anyway, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.